But we've got some more beast system news.
Speaking of the beast system, beast system.
Yeah,
we covered the Biden executive order geared towards the bioeconomy, biomedical industries, biomodifications, bioagriculture, all these sorts of fun things being empowered by Biden's administration now. That was last week. And now we've got NIH.gov, the official government website of the National Institutes of Health, has a news release here that says NIH launches Bridge2 AI program to expand the use of artificial intelligence in biomedical and behavioral research.
Yikes.
Now, remember the connection between biomedical and behavioral. Biomedical, such as, including other things, but also including mRNA, treatments and technology, and behavioral research, such as how do we get people to take these biomedical, technological, medical breakthroughs?
Right.
Woo!
We spend a
How
whole
are we
lot
going
of
to figure that
time.
out? How are we going to figure that out? Let the robots do it. Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, and we spent a lot of time reading those articles during the thick of the pandemic period when they were trying to convince. How do you convince an anti-vaxxer? How do you convince people that are hesitant, vaccine hesitant? And a lot of it was horrible. Like it was not good advice
breastfeeding unnatural.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous. So,
shame them, demonize them, stuff like this.
Yeah. So it would make sense that they would try to refine their approach. So it says here, the National Institute of Health will invest $130 million over 4 years, pending the availability of funds. Bill, write that check.
Sure.
To accelerate the widespread use of artificial intelligence by the biomedical and behavioral research communities. I think
communities.
I think we can be kind of categorized, label ourselves in the behavioral research community business. Only just the
adjacent.
media. Yeah, or just the media's behavior.
We're science communicators.
Sure. The NIH Common Fund's Bridge to Artificial Intelligence. It's Bridge2 AI, and it's like Bridge, the number 2, and then AI. Program is assembling team members from diverse disciplines and backgrounds to generate tools, resources, and richly detailed data that are responsive to AI approaches.
This is our chance. They're assembling team members from diverse disciplines.
Oh,
you think one of these disciplines is podcasting? Come on, you need us. Disciplines and backgrounds. We need the podcasters on board. How do you think you're going to get people to jump on? Again, people, if we do our producer segment and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation comes in as an executive producer, you'll know. We've talked about this before. If we start, being, if suddenly our tone changes on everything.
Well, Bill's not that bad of a guy.
We took the 10 million, we took the executive producership from Bill Gates. You'll see it, and you'll know what to do.
You
folks.
won't even have to see it. You won't even have to hear it. You'll just feel it. You'll feel gross.
Feel it.
Because we will feel gross.
A disturbance in the canary verse.
Yeah. Okay, so yes, they're looking at the richly detailed data that are responsive to AI approaches. At the same time, the program will ensure its tools and data to not perpetuate inequities or ethical problems that may occur during data collection analysis.
Now is directly in the executive order, remember? Yeah.
Yep. Through extensive collaboration across projects, Bridge2 AI researchers will create guidance and standards for the development of ethically sourced, state-of-the-art, AI-ready data sets that have the potential to help solve some of the most pressing challenges in human health, such as uncovering how genetic, behavioral, and environmental factors influence a person's physical condition throughout their life. Mm-hmm. Quote, generating high-quality, ethically sourced data sets is crucial for enabling
Isn't that the key?
Yeah.
Ethically sourced data sets. In this world of big data.
Yeah, exactly.
almost no data is ethically sourced.
That's what I'm saying. That for them to just say, "Oh, we need to collect ethically sourced data," it's really going to be justification, rationalization of unethical behavior. But okay, but they're the ones doing, analyzing our behavior. So okay. Yes, ethically sourced data sets is crucial for enabling the use of next generation AI technologies that transform how we do research, said Lawrence A. Tabak, DDS PhD, performing the duties of the director of NIH. He's the guy that stepped in for good old folk singer. We just read his name. What was his name? Francis Collins was the director of NIH. The solutions to standing challenges in human health are at our fingertips. And now is the time to connect researchers and AI technologies to tackle our most difficult research questions and ultimately help improve human health. And this is starting to sound, all these quotes starting to sound like a Marvel movie or something. Scientists saying this at the beginning of a Marvel movie, AI is both a field of science and a set of technologies that enables computers to mimic how humans sense, learn, reason, and take action. Although AI is already used in biomedical research and healthcare, its widespread adoption has been limited in part due to challenges of applying AI technologies to diverse data sets or data types. This is because routinely collected biomedical and behavioral data sets are often insufficient, meaning they lack important context information about the data type, collection conditions, or other parameters. Without this information, AI technologies cannot accurately analyze and interpret data. AI technologies may also inadvertently incorporate bias or inequities unless careful attention is paid to the social and ethical contexts in which the data is collected. In order to harness the power of AI...
Sounds like a NewsTalk episode.
It does, I know. In order to harness the power of AI for biomedical discovery and accelerate its use, scientists first need well-described and ethically created data sets, standards, and best practices for generating biomedical and behavioral data that is ready for AI analysis. And it goes on here. But, this is really... Anytime you get this type of bureaucracy introduced into a field such as AI and data and bio stuff. Oh, you're not there. I think it's indicative of where we are. We used to be early on talking about AI and its potential, positives and negatives when it came to various things in the world, especially concerning health, because if you talk about simulations and algorithms and stuff that analyze the potential trajectory or outcome of a certain treatment or whatever it may be, or certain actions by governments, which is where the behavioral research comes in, you can get an idea, but the problem was that they're always creating policy out of it, like the lockdowns. Like, there was a model that said 2 million people are going to die in just a few months if we don't do something about the pandemic. All right, shut everything down. Well, it didn't turn out really to be the case. Even with the virus itself, it wasn't going to do that. So as this type of program comes in, they become arbiters of how data is measured, what is considered ethical. Those are all things that should be a little bit more independent, but anytime the government steps in, a government entity like the NIH steps in, they're setting the standard, and that I think is just it's not a bridge to AI, it's a bridge to hell.
Destruction. Sorry, I disappeared for a second there because I was putting on my ice vest. It got too hot, and I muted it for the
sound.
live listeners, but the podcast listeners might hear me rustling around a little bit. Sorry about that, everybody.
I never edit that out, so hopefully you didn't make any...
Sorry, podcast people, you got to hear me put on an ice vest.
Yeah, well.
Okay, well, there you go. It's official. NIH, they're in the AI business. Love it.
AI, biomedical, and behavioral research, which that's a wide scope. I mean, that's how we're talking about your DNA, and also how you act in certain environments, in certain situations. So,